Hey everybody, this is Jeremy here with the week 2 video tutorial for the starter plan in the online extracurricular English workshops in 7th and 8th grade. So just like last week, in case some of you guys missed it, this is the information that we're using to log in for us as meeting hosts. The meeting ID and the recurring meeting link, those are for the students and the counterpart and anyone else who joins the session. But being that we are the host, we're going to use these here. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to highlight that and do Control-C to copy it. And let's go ahead and log in. So I pasted that in there, taking the password, putting it down here, and we're in. So again, I would go up to meetings and I would find the meeting with my name and I would click start. However, for the purpose of this tutorial, again, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to show you in a new meeting because there's no reason to generate a recording unnecessarily. So here we are. Two quick things that I showed in separate video tutorials, just in case you missed them. The first one, let's go into a virtual classroom. Yeah, so I'm going to go into a virtual classroom. I'm going to click down here on this little arrow, choose virtual background, click the plus button, add image, and then go to the virtual classroom image that I already downloaded to my computer. Boom. I'm in a virtual classroom, and also let's change to Mr. Jeremy, because that's better for the students, right? So now we're all set. Let's get into week 2. So I'm going to go down here to the curricular plan and teaching materials. I'm going to go into the starter folder, and what I'm going to use is the week 2 folder. And again, I'm going to start with the Word doc because that's sort of where everything is linked. So this week, students will be able to express their state of being using complete sentences, and students will be able to express the state of being and perceived states of being of a third person, she and he, in complete sentences. These are the structures we're using. This is the target vocabulary, and very important, here are the materials. So let's go ahead and open all of those up so that we're ready to go at the time of those activities without having to wait for it to load, right? Something important, guys, remember this week, at the beginning of week 2, any students who did not submit an initial activity to you will need to do this in the beginning. At what point? Right away? Well, we can let them do the while we wait if we want, or some of the first activities. It's kind of up to you, but I would say sooner rather than later. So we're going to put these here in order. It goes week 2 starter, hidden picture, and then story reaction, right? So let's go ahead and get moving with this content. If we choose to let them do the while we wait first, which I think makes sense because they might not be there yet, we couldn't really send them away to go do the initial activity if they haven't logged in yet. So we can do the while we wait activity. We let them guess, then they come. Then once we start, how's the weather today? And we go through these different types of weather. It goes top, bottom, top, bottom. And then we'll move on to that. So then we'll take attendance really quickly. We'll introduce a new state of being, which is bored, right? Again, this is the moment to take attendance. And yeah, then we talk about where are we going today. You can have students guess, where is this? What is this place we're going to go to? Where do you think? You can remind them that we're starting in Trinidad this week and we're going to be going somewhere new. So yeah, moving right into it, today we will learn about feelings, okay? Those emojis should make it pretty apparent. And then we'll go through the agenda. We'll do question of the day. We'll learn some new feelings. We'll play a game called Hidden Picture. We'll do Go and Find. We'll play a game called Story Reaction. And then we'll see where we've made it to. So I think this would be a good time to maybe send those students off who haven't completed the activity. What you can do is you can go into the week 2 folder and you can open the initial activity, take the PDF, share, right? You'll get the link, copy the link, and then go into your group chat and paste that link in there. Ask your school counterpart for some help in getting the students to go complete it. I would give them about 10 minutes at the most. And then tell them to come back to this session. So getting right back to where we were on the question of the day. And so, yeah, we're asking students now to employ that language that they just recalled from last year. So what's the weather like today? Today it is blank and blank. And so the idea is that they say sort of, this and then that in the sentence. And something that you can do, if you want to switch it up, you can also, maybe you ask a few students and they all say the same weather. Well, instead of having them, repeat everything, the same weather over and over. It's hot and sunny. It's hot and sunny. It's cold and windy. You can also go back to that same, choose the virtual background, and you can change to different things. Like, for example, you can add other images to this, or I can go here. So students, how's the weather today? And the students would say, today it is hot and windy, right? So you can choose different virtual backgrounds for this. It's a little bit of a hassle to change them while you're doing it, but it's actually not that bad. I used to do this a lot. So anyway, moving right along after the question of the day, then we move on to a listen and repeat of 8 new feelings. Everyone listen, repeat, listen, repeat. Make sure to show your own expression in these. Embarrassed, right? Hungry, nervous, so on and so forth. Have them listen, have them repeat it. And then you'll do the same thing, but now with the sentence structures. I am, I feel, right? And these images should do a good job of conveying, what is meant by the structures. And as you do this, you can also use these, after they start repeating the structures, you can add a second repetition where you say, for example, she feels scared, right? She feels scared. Or he feels nervous, or he is nervous. Sort of scaffolding it in. That's to say, first the structure with no blank filled in, and then the structure with the blank filled in. Then we teach to look, right, which is a little bit different. I look, you look, he looks, she looks, emphasis on that S. And then once they've practiced using to be and to feel, and then to look, or rather they've learned those, we're going to go to this here just to make sure they understand the difference. We have to be and to feel versus to look. So what's the difference here, right? And try and get the students to respond. And if hopefully, I think you'll probably have a couple students who can say, but you'll illustrate to them. These are real experienced feelings versus this is about perception, right? How we look. So then you'll get to the first activity, and we'll go to hidden picture here. Actually, I already had it open, so let's take advantage of that. So we'll explain to them, hidden picture is a game about perception versus reality. So for example, let's start with this guy here. How is he? How is he, students? You can do it without the help text first, and then if you see that they're not getting, you can give them the help text. How is he? He looks scared, right? If you want an option, or he looks angry, an option that you have here is you can choose to do annotation. Sorry, I need to be sharing my screen in order to do annotation. 1 second. So I'm just going to do the regular screen share for now. So let's say I'm here. I can click, if I want to show them the way it works, I can do annotation, text. So how is he? And I can ask students, they say, he looks scared. Yeah, he looks scared. What else? Any other ideas? He looks angry. Good. He looks angry. Okay. Any other ideas? Great. Then I'm going to clear all drawings, and I'm going to X that. And then we're going to move on to see, but how is he really? How is he really? He is what? He is excited, right? Or maybe someone will throw out new vocabulary. He is concentrated, okay? Yeah, anytime you do drawings and you need to get them away, go to the same bar, clear all drawings, and then close that, or you won't be able to advance. So yeah, you'll do that same activity with each one of these pictures. The idea is to kind of get them to think one thing about how they look, and then you'll reveal how they actually are. And one thing that you don't need to put that annotation thing in there. That takes a little bit more time. I like to do it because I like them to be able to see it. But if you feel a little bit less confident about your abilities to move through these things quickly, don't worry about the annotation and writing in the feeling. Just do it this way. That's totally fine. So yeah, there's I forget how many of these there are, but you'll get through all of those, and then you'll get to, let's go back to here. You'll get to the great job screen. Woo! Right? Remember to hear the fireworks. And then we'll move to the next one. We'll have a go and find. Everyone go and find something green. So you'll all show something green, a little spontaneous conversation. And then you get to story reaction, which is the second activity. I already have this open over here. And this one, in the last activity, we were talking about how does he and she look and how does he and she feel. This time we're doing it about how do I feel, and we're also incorporating the question from the students as well. So let's go ahead and slideshow. When we get to this activity, we got that nice transition in there. So we'll give instructions. Number 1, a volunteer will read the text on a card describing a situation. Number 2, the class will respond, how do you feel? Yeah. Number 3, the volunteer responds, I feel blank. So as usual, we're going to model this for students first. So we'll do the first one. So for example, great cognate to get students to listen and know that you're modeling. For example, I love dogs. My family just adopted a puppy, a baby dog. So class, go ahead. Can you say that? Get the class. Everyone, turn on your mics. How do you feel? Great. I feel excited. Or, sorry, I forgot to put that up. I feel excited, or I feel happy. Great. Now I need a volunteer for the next card. I need one volunteer. Great. Juan Carlos, it's your turn. So, Juan Carlos, please read this card. Juan Carlos reads the card. We prompt the students again with how do you feel, and then Juan Carlos responds with I feel. And then you'll do this again. And so there's going to be 8 different examples. So 8 different students will get to actually be on the spot and say how they feel. However, all the students are going to get an opportunity to say, how do you feel? And see it happening as well. So yeah, like I said, there's 8 of these, but that is all of the activities for week 2. I hope that you guys have a great session. Don't forget to log your attendance. You can go back. Oh, sorry, one last thing here. After story reaction, we've made it to Canada. And so then you can mention these different special things about Canada. We got poutine, we got hockey, and we have the majestic Niagara Falls. So that is that for week 2, everyone. I hope that this is helpful for you. Please let me know if you have questions, and I know you're going to do great. Have lots of fun.